Morning thought, reverence. There's a difference between fearing someone and revering them, and oftentimes those who do not understand what reverence is tend to diagnose it as fear. For those who understand reverence and what it does in enhancing the quality of a relationship, hold this value in high regard. Fearing someone often has a negative connotation, and the one feared neither seeks to nor does enjoy the relationship because it is defined by fear. Are you revered or are you feared? My name is Zibuse L Kunene. Come with me on the journey to empowered thinking. This morning, I had to think about this carefully because there's often a thin line between reverence and fear, and oftentimes we have perverted so many things in life that we now have to add extra definitions, we have to add prefixes, we have to define the context and the connotation of what a word actually is. Take, for example, when a friend, let's say two friends, male and female, are hanging out together, and somehow one of them has this amazing feeling about the other, and they need to make sure that it's not received or perceived or taken in the wrong context. They would have to say, I love you, friend, with that last word needing to be there so that the other may not misconstrue this, or anyone around them may not misconstrue this as something else. We've also taken this idea and word in love, and we've perverted it to a point where actually also the fact that English is a limited language and other languages have different ways of expressing the same concept called love. In English, other languages have diverse words for it. The famous ones are the ones in Greek, your phileo, your eros, your agape, and I forgot the other one, but there's a fourth one. So they're able to differentiate that. In isiZulu, there's uyangichaza, ngiyakuthanda, in other words that are just not coming up at the present moment. And in other languages, there's diversity. However, English is limited. And therefore, we then go ahead, use a language that is already limited in its expression of words. And then we've come back and we've perverted the very same limited word choices that are at our disposal, such that now we have to say, this is true love. This is a friendly love. I like you. I like you a lot. We go and we do all these things because somehow as people, there's a flaw in us. So look at the other one, friend. A friend is simply that, a friend. And the word in and of itself contains a lot that it's been perverted so much that even on social media, you would have platforms that will say friend request, friend this is now your friend. When you're mutually following each other, then you're friends. And now you have to say, this is my real friend. This is my maybe Facebook friends. This is my TikTok friend. This is my whatever social media friend. But this is my real friend. And then the real friend, there's a friend, and then there's a good friend, and then there's a best friend. And we've just gone and added all of those things. Now, coming back to reverence, there needed to be a distinction that reverence is not always fear. So reverence is when children know that this is daddy, but there are things that I don't say or do to daddy and with daddy. This is my mother. There are things that I do that I don't do and say to my mother. But this is my friend. There are things that, like, there's no restriction there. I can just let off. But there's also other friends that you need to be restrictive in terms of your language and how you express yourself, because some people tend to be easily offended. But what I want to share and what I want to focus on is reverence. I'm tempted to say true reverence and not fear, because when it's fear, it's like when somebody walks into the room, you have to cringe, you have to shrink, you have to hide and put yourself in the corner. And some people are so twisted that they enjoy seeing others in that state, and therefore they will do all they can to put people in that corner, to put people in that state of fear. But reverence has love, admiration, it has respect, it has an understanding that this person fulfills a certain role in my life. This person has so much dignity, grace, and an aura of authority about them that I cannot help but revere them, place them highly in my life. And so, look at yourself, look at the relationships around you. How are they characterized? Are they out of reverence? Look at the relationships with your children, with your siblings, with your parents, with your colleagues. Are they out of reverence or fear? If you enjoy people fearing you, you've actually deprived yourself of the amazing beauty and joy of being in a relationship with someone who is free and open to be with you and enjoys your company. So, are you revered or are you feared? This is Zibuse L Kunene. Thank you for joining me on this journey to empowered thinking. Let's keep in touch. Listen to the next episode. Share your feedback. And thank you for being here. It's good to have you.